Hi everyone, I'm Jana, your Instructional Technology Specialist here in the College of Science and Engineering. Today we're going to be talking about how we can make your content items in Blackboard accessible for students with disabilities. So what we're going to be doing is creating a hierarchy of headline importance in your content so that students can easily determine your information structure. So this is important for students who use screen readers or other assistive technology to access your content. So this is often students with visual impairments as well as students with learning disabilities such as dyslexia or ADHD. It really helps them cut down on all of that visual noise that can be present on a website and really focus in on the content. So to help a little bit, I'll explain briefly how the screen readers and assistive technology work. They typically will navigate your content based on your heading structure. So if you've only designated your new content sections with visual stylings such as big bold text, the screen reader is not going to pick up on that. But today we will go over how you can format your information correctly. So now that you have a little bit of background, let's go ahead and get started.
We are going to start by creating an example content item in a learning module. When I'm adding a content item in Blackboard, I'm generally copying and pasting text from another document. If you're doing this, you may notice that your text can appear kind of goofy looking in your editor box. To get rid of anything like that, I highlight my text and select this Remove Formatting button from the editor toolbar. This is a great way to strip out all of that extra formatting. And if you're like me and you're in here working with text and you find yourself on the verge of a temper tantrum because the formatting is going crazy, just highlight your text and remove the formatting and start over. It's that easy. Now you'll want to go in and add a few hard returns around some of your content sections because that's really going to help us when we begin to format your text. Now that you're working with clean text, the next thing to do is identify one of your headings, highlight it, and select the appropriate heading level from the formatting dropdown in the editor toolbar. Make sure you use the formatting dropdown before you use the styles dropdown, otherwise your text can sometimes get kind of wonky. As you are adding headings and subheadings, please make sure you understand the different degrees of headers to represent higher or lower levels of content hierarchy. For instance, if you are adding a second subheading on the page, do not assume that you should use the format called subheading 2. Think of your formatting options like a paper or project outline. Your heading would be a Roman numeral, subheading 1 would be a letter, and subheading 2 would be a number. You can have any number of these types of headers on your page. And it's also important not to skip heading levels. For instance, don't go from the heading to subheading 2. That can create confusion for students using assistive technology as well as for your students without disabilities. Let's quickly recap the main points from today. Remove any text formatting. Use the formatting dropdown before you use the styles dropdown. And finally, use the formatting options like you would on a paper outline or a meeting agenda.
And that wraps up our quick tips for today. The formatting options that we've talked about is referred to as the semantic structure of your web content. If this has piqued your interest and you would like to learn more about semantic structure in a larger context, go ahead and visit webaim.org/techniques/semantic structure. And thanks so much for watching.